Let us explore the hidden truth about transcending desire. There is an individual on Reddit asked, if I practice oopsie, that was an accident. Let's go back and fix that. She wrote, if I practice Zazen, is desire permissible? And this individual's confusion is not their fault. There is so much disinformation out there. And I'd like to explore why. So to do that, let's hunt down my first visual aid. Sturgeon's law reminds us that 90% of everything sucks. Since the Neolithic Revolution, Yang's religious patriarchy has striven enthusiastically to train everyone to be rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. The more rigid we are, the more literal-minded we are, the more nuance is lost, the more figurative language is lost, similes and metaphors and hyperbole and the like. When the Buddha explained that the cause of suffering was desire, that was a very concise statement. That was a metaphor. There is a vast difference between the presence of desire and the tyranny of desire. What do we mean by tyranny? We evolved in such a manner that desire is baked into the cake of our basal ganglia. It keeps us alive. Desire for our next breath, desire for our next drink of water, desire for a piece of food, desire to urinate, desire to defecate, desire to sleep, desire to protect ourselves from predators, desire to procreate and rear young. These desires are integral to the survival of a species, and anyone who says otherwise is grossly mistaken. Some people get excited about meditation and say, this meditation is awesome, it's going to replace sleep. No, it won't. It won't. Meditation will not replace water or food or sleep or any of the essentials we need for survival. Meditation is a marvelous adjunct, a marvelous tool, and a great toolbox of tools. But it is not a substitute for those things. We need to be rational. So what do we mean by the tyranny of desire? We mean the degree to which desire controls our choices and our utterances and our deeds. So there's a difference between feeling desire and being a puppet of desire. It's like anger. You can feel anger and not murder people. You can feel anger and not be physically cruel or verbally cruel or scheme to perform some sort of cruelty. We can feel anger and still wish them well and still be kind to them and still help people. That does not make us a hypocrite. It makes us a grown-up. Same thing with desire. We can admire our neighbor's car without killing him and taking it. So the freedom, so the question remains, what is the freedom that the Buddha offers us? It's freedom not from the presence of desire, but from the tyranny of desire. What is the path to this freedom? It's simply the Eightfold Path. The more we master the Eightfold Path, the greater freedom we have. Once again, not from the presence of desire, but from its tyranny. The key to rapidly mastering the Buddha's Eightfold Path is simply to practice the seventh and eighth folds, which are mindfulness and meditation. This concludes our opening lesson this morning. And what I'd like to do is shift gears now. It is Ahsoka Tano Thursday morning. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. We turn our attention now to the latest iteration of very easy meditation. Please chant with me. Whatever comes, may all beings let it come. Whatever stays, may all beings let it stay. Whatever goes, may all beings let it go. Welcome to the first of mindful crease counting meditations. Let's rest the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger upon the tip of its left little finger, palms up in our lap. What is the essence of mindfulness? During each time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system wires us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception. You know, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like. And in addition to emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. What is the essence of meditation? Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, our parasympathetic nervous system wires us for physical relaxation and mental release of that which we noticed during our previous inhalation. To the point that that which we noticed could fleetingly feel less tantalizing, less defining, and less permanent. Which brings us back to the Eightfold Path. This helps us to experience the effortless mastery of the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, which could be described as the deep familiarization with the literal impermanence that supports letting go. No, this is not about belief. This is not about theory. It's about viscera. As we relax into our exhalation, what we noticed during our previous inhalation feels somewhat fleeting. That could be reversed the next time we inhale, that's fine. As long as we cooperate with our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems in harmony with each inhalation and each exhalation, mastery of the Buddha's path becomes an inevitability. Together, let us practice right now. And by the way, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting or philosophy or meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. I will be right back. Let us turn our attention now to the vast expanse of the diamond-like mind, composed many, many centuries ago by Prahevajra, considered by many to be the foundation text of Dzogchen, translated from the Tibetan by Norm Carnorbu, translated from the Italian by Adriano Clemente, adapted and amplified by yours truly. Oh, that's odd. Okay, let's keep going. Together. The supremely secret reality cannot be heard through the sense of hearing. Likewise, it cannot be expressed by the tongue, not even in the slightest. So I'm going to adjust this as best I can. All right. I invite, so together let us rest the great knuckle of our right hand upon the tip of our left ring finger. Palms up in our lap. Together let us practice the essence of mindfulness and the essence of meditation. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. Let us chant the 8th verse of Prahe Vajra's vast expanse of the diamond-like mind. The supremely secret reality cannot be heard through the sense of hearing. Likewise, it cannot be expressed by the tongue, not even in the slightest. So there is no substitute for actually performing mindfulness and meditation. I'll explain this in greater detail in a moment. Let's rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. So, each time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we are wired to automatically access the parasympathetic nervous system, divided between the lower third and the upper third of our spinal cord. This parasympathetic nervous system has evolved to help to support physical relaxation and mental release of whatever we noticed during our previous inhalation. For instance, whatever sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, or imaginings we vulnerably, passively, and viscerally, randomly, or fleetingly noticed during our inhalation, thanks to our sympathetic nervous system, during our exhalation could feel as if it was as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Now, any good English teacher will remind us that a simile is only as useful as it is relatable. Therefore, we have to ask the question, what? What is a real-world example of a non-graspable vast empty void? How about the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although could be tantalizing to the eye, could be non-graspable to the hand? As there you have it. Despite the ravings of Yang's religious patriarchy, emptiness is only ever meant to be a figure of speech to describe the visceral experience available during each relaxing exhalation. There are a lot of superstitious people and there are a lot of pseudo-intellectual people who try to explain it in mystical terms or in technical terms, and all they wind up doing is confusing and overwhelming people. All we need to know about emptiness is available to us during each relaxing exhalation. Let's practice. And remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. Let's practice. Together as a team, let us chant the 8th verse of Prahe Vajra's vast expanse of the diamond-like mind. The supremely secret reality cannot be heard through the sense of hearing. Likewise, it cannot be expressed by the tongue, not even in the slightest. Let us rest the tip of each of our 4 left fingers upon the knuckle of each of our 4 right fingers. Invert the whole process and rest our hands palms up in our lap. Together, let us practice the essence of mindfulness and the essence of meditation in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation. The moment you have a specific question, about Buddhist chanting, philosophy, or meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. This is our final recitation of this verse for this morning's live stream, so let's make the most of it. This supremely sacred reality cannot be heard through the sense of hearing. Likewise, it cannot be expressed by the tongue, not even in the slightest. We come to this early morning live stream's final set of mindfulness and meditation. By all means, let us make the most of it. Let's rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger, upon the tip of our left index finger, palms up, in our lap. Before we practice the essence of mindfulness and meditation in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation, allow me to remind you, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. Good morning, Jay. It's great to see you. My friends, let us seal this morning's practice with the following chant. Whatever comes, may all beings let it come. Whatever stays, may all beings may let it stay. Whatever goes, may all beings let it go. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. Oopsie, wrong button. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.